So today we're going to do a video on REDFALL with the RTX 3060 Ti, and to start it off, I'm going to be using 1080p at the Epic preset. So going down here we are at the Epic settings. I'll go ahead and go through and optimize them once we're actually done with this preset. Alright, let's jump into it. Interesting enough, this GPU can bottleneck the CPU as well. Not just a 3080, this card can do it too. It's not a massive gap, it's only sitting at 94 to 95%, so we have like a 5% headroom left over on the GPU, but it can fall below that into the low 90s and 80s as well, which is kind of nuts. I'm telling you guys, these recent games are super CPU intensive, and they don't really look too much better than what we had before during the PS4 generation of games, which kind of sucks. Again, we have the same issues as the 3080, getting massive pop in from the trees and the foliage. Looks pretty bad, and as you can see, the quality at 1080p ain't the greatest. How? Get out. Back up. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't know how it's adding about when it's daytime pretty much, and it's not burning. Another one. Back up. Ooh. They're chasing me. They heal up to full too. Oh my god, I'm just gonna go. VRAM is sitting at 7 gigs. This card has 8 gigs obviously, so we have a bit of headroom left over still. But on the 3080, it can go as high as around 8.8 gigs. That's the max that I've seen it hit, which is a bit over this card's limit, but we'll see if it runs into any issues. Right here is a perfect example on the quality of the game. Look at this. Look at the tree back there. Look at the quality over there. It's so bad. Everything's just mushed in together. Very blurry as well. Not a good look, guys. They gotta fix that. Like, it would be okay if I was running at the medium settings and I had pop-in issues, but come on, at the max settings, that shouldn't be happening from that far away. We're not getting too many stutters yet, but this game does have some stuttering issues, so I'm waiting for it to happen. But again, FPS is sitting pretty much in the 80s up into the 120s at most, which is fine. It's very playable right now. The main issue again is the stuttering that this game has. I'm gonna go off this path up here. Hopefully we can avoid all the vampires. It's getting daytime, I'm pretty sure, so it shouldn't. Okay, great, man. I'm leaving. I don't care. I'm gonna go the other way. Screw you. Big stutter there, as you guys saw. It makes sense why this game is now capped at 30 FPS on consoles, since they have the weakest CPU compared to PCs. So it's trying to get a consistent 60 FPS experience. This isn't possible yet. Alright, the heli is nearby. Gonna walk past these idiots and try to get to it. Go, 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 go. Alright, and for my optimized settings, I'm going with a mix of medium, high, and epic. Here we are with that. No DLSS, of course. And let's jump to the game. So as you can see right here, we're sitting in the 150s. Much better than before. So let's play for a little bit and see what the average FPS is now. But before, again, we were sitting in the 80s up into the 120s. Lowest FPS so far has been around 102, but it was for a split second. The game was stuttering during it, so it makes sense. Shotgun's OP. Oh my god, it's one-tapping everything. I love it. The guns are satisfying in this game, at least, you know? They're actually fun to use. Sadly, the stuttering is still in here, so it's not a perfectly smooth experience at all times. But I'm sure they can fix this up in a couple of weeks, like every other game that's releasing on PC nowadays. Now, I think once we go down into the main city again, the FPS might fall down a little bit from the 150s. That was a... We have aim assist on keyboard and mouse? What was that? But yeah, I think once we go down to the main city again, the FPS will fall down a little bit from where we are right now. But hopefully it's still above the average FPS that we had before at the Epic preset. Look at that, guys. FPS is higher. We are still sitting in the 140s. We can go as low as 120, I think. 114. Still a decent improvement over the Epic preset. And the game's quality still looks mostly intact. But again though, if you have a weaker CPU, your FPS will be lower than what you're seeing right here. Now playing at 440p at the Epic preset, we are sitting in the 80s, 70s. Not too bad. Now obviously at this point, GPU will be fully maxed out at all times, so we shouldn't be running into a CPU bottleneck at all. Ooh, major poppin', guys. Major poppin' in this city area. Look at this. Still not up. There we go. Finally renders in. That is pretty bad, and the game stutters too when it happens. Alright, 80 FPS so far though on average, not too bad. Oh, 40 FPS for a second. I felt that. That was awful. Boom. Boom. Double kill. Watch this, ready? We're sitting at 90 FPS. I shoot the safe. 40 FPS. Isn't that funny? It's very consistent too. Okay, that's 440p for us. We're sitting at 80 FPS on average, with dips into the 70s and 60s. And in those heavier scenes, we're going to be sitting in the 40s and 30s. Now playing at the optimal settings, we're going to be using DLSS at the quality preset, but everything else is the same as 1080p pretty much. But right here, we're going to be sitting at 120 FPS down into the 100s. GPU's at, oh, this is very stuttery, guys. This area is very stuttery. But yeah, 120 FPS, GPU's at 90% usage, so we have a bit of headroom left over still. The RAM hasn't gone past 7 gigs yet, but I'm wondering if the game has the last gig allocated to the OS instead of just giving it to the game. That could be happening. Wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. That aim assist, that's crazy. Oh, it's daytime all of a sudden. That's weird transition there. 4K at the epic preset, we're going to be sitting in the 40s. Not too bad so far, but I got a feeling that this will go downhill very quickly. Go inside. Every texture is loading in, right? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, who's shooting at me? Who? Behind me. Hey, come over here. Yeah. Got him. Dude, okay. Where is he? I can't even see him, dude. Oh, I see you now. Ah, you're done. You thought it was slick. Man, on keyboard and mouse, 30 FPS just doesn't cut it, to be honest. We need at least 60 for this game. Gonna save, don't worry. You're safe, let's go. Look at this. 20 FPS. 17 FPS. 16 FPS. Yeah. Not the best performance. Let's enable DLSS and see what we can do. Now playing at performance DLSS, we are sitting in the 80s. So we doubled our FPS pretty much from the 30s and 40s up into the 80s. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this little barrier again one more time. Man, 40 FPS still though. Not great, not great. But I think on average, the FPS should be in the playable range at this point, to be honest. So, not too worried about it. Look at the map. It's not rendering in properly. Oh, there it is. A bit delayed, but that's what happens with this card at 4K. And for my optimized settings, I'm going to go with a mix of medium and high. And one set to epic as well, of course, with performance DLSS. As you can see, the game looks very sharp still, like before. Very smooth, sitting in the 80s and 90s now. I don't know how many of you are going to be playing this game in 4K with this GPU, but if you are, the game is playable. You will have some stuttering issues regardless of your resolution, so keep that in mind. And if your CPU isn't powerful enough, your FPS will be far lower than what you're seeing right here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the next video. See you guys there.